What's going on, everybody? All right, Hiberniason made a video called "Can I Pull the Trigger?" and he talked about a lot of different issues of people out there. Some people talk a big game. They say, "Oh yeah, I'll be able to freaking take everybody out and this and that." I play Call of Duty. There's nothing different from it or anything else. He touched up on training. As far as like police officers and in the military and stuff like that. I figured I'd just do a video response, even though technically I can't do a video response, but I wanted to kind of maybe give some personal experience of more of the reaction afterwards. All right, being in the Marine Corps, you create a brotherhood with the people that you serve with. Charlie Company 1-8, every person that I served with in that company, and even in that whole battalion of 1-8, people in Bravo Company, people in Alpha Company, I formed this brotherhood, this friendship. We trained together, and that's the main concept that I'm trying to get out here. Is we trained together for years, for up to 4 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We lived with each other. We trained with each other. We ate with each other. I'm not going to go into that we slept with each other, but you understand, like, we slept in the same place. We were out in the field. We were next to each other 24/7. Even when we went out on Libo, we may not have all went out all together as a full company, but you were always with somebody that you were training with 24/7. With the military, you train 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's ingrained into your brain who the enemy is and what you must do to protect freedom, or even just to protect yourself, or protect the buddy next to you, protect the guy that you're serving with. Police officer training, they work together, and yeah, they end up working together for years and everything else. When they train, they do different kinds of training too. They're forced to make decisions every day, react or not react. Should I react to this? Should I pull out my gun in this situation? Hiberniason hit up targets. He was talking about when you're training, you don't just use silhouette targets. All right, actually use pictures of people holding a gun, pointing it at you. Maybe have a hostage or something like that. Police officers use those kind of targets. Some police departments have courses where you're walking through a town and a target pops up. You have a split second, literally a split second, to decide shoot or don't shoot. Some targets are civilians, and sometimes they're holding something. What are they holding? You have to be able to distinguish what they're holding and what they're not holding. With my personal experiences, okay, what I want to talk about is the after effects. Because it's not just about can you pull the trigger. It's about can you live with it afterwards. Can you live with what you've done afterwards? See, there's a whole mental mindset, all right? You can have that mental mindset. Again, Marines, kill, kill, kill. Die, motherfucker, die. That's what we do. But you could have 100 people put into the same situation, and every single person is going to react differently afterwards. All right? So what I mean by that is I'll give some examples. I'm not going to give names. I'm not going to put anybody out there or anything else, all right? But I served with a lot of guys, all right? I had one guy that was a friend of mine, all right? His personality was the motivator, all right? Every time that we were down, he would bring us up. Every time that the shit sucked, Alright? Every time that we were fucking FUBAR, it didn't fucking matter. He would bring us up. He would start fucking laughing. He would tell a fucking story. He would freaking bring our morale up at that time, making us a better unit. Because instead of being all down, alright, we were motivated. Because he brought us up. A few years ago, he committed suicide. Nobody even ever thought that he would be the one to commit suicide. He never let it out that he was hurting inside. He reacted differently. After the fact, he hid a bunch of demons from people. Never brought it up or anything. He committed suicide. I've got another friend. He was always the hard charger. He was always the one that volunteered for everything. He was always the one that freaking went out and freaking, freaking gung-ho, freaking, hey, you need somebody? I'm your man. Working party? I'm your man. He volunteered for everything. It didn't matter. He was a hard worker. After Iraq, after the first time that he was put in a position to kill someone, he did it. He had to. But afterwards, he wasn't the same guy. The next firefight, I don't even think he put his gun over the wall. That's how fucked up he was about it. You would have thought that he was the guy that was gonna freaking, lead us in the charge. And he ended up not. I have another friend that I served with, that in Iraq he was in a convoy op, and he was in a Humvee, and his Humvee got hit by an IED. He was injured. He had freaking shrapnel in his face. He had to have plastic surgery and everything else to fix his face. And he was another one that was just a great personality. He wouldn't harm a fly if he didn't have to. He wouldn't freaking harm a kitten. Alright? This is the kind of guy that he was. He was an animal lover. He was just a great all-around guy. He came back from Iraq, and the stories that I heard, I wasn't a part of this or anything else, but through my ex-wife and through his wife, the stories that I heard, he was a monster. He changed. He was a straight-up monster. The things that he did was criminal. He should have freaking got arrested and served time for the things that he did to his wife and his family. He's better now. After he saw himself at some point and didn't like what he saw, and he got help, and he's good now. But at the time, again, it's the after effects. Can you handle it? I've got friends that I served with that were put in situations the same as me and have no PTSD whatsoever. They're fine. At least that's what I think. Again, people hide shit every day. I don't know. All right. And in all honesty, they could have problems. They could have nightmares that nobody knows about. All right, they could be having a hard time. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any personality change in them. They are still the same people. Me, personal experience. Coming around a corner, clearing a house, and there's a guy with an AK-47, and he racks a slide back and starts lifting it up. You have to make a decision, split decision. Kill or be killed. Shoot him or get shot yourself. Alright, now I'm not going to go into the freaking details or anything else, but I'm still here. As far as I'm concerned, I did my job. That's my mentality. Can I live with it? Fuck yeah, I can. My mentality is that he was going to kill me, so I killed him first. But a few years ago, driving a truck, I think it was 2007 or 2008, Christmas Eve, 01 in the morning, I was driving through Ohio, 2-lane highway. Basically means my lane and the other lane goes the other way. Route 33. about, 10 miles away from the West Virginia border, and I was headed towards Columbus. It was dark. It was 1:30 in the morning. I was coming up over a hill and around a corner. There was an Old Dominion truck coming up over the other side of the hill and around a corner. There was a car trying to pass the Old Dominion truck. Slammed head on into him. 55 miles per hour, both of us. It was basically a 110 mile per hour crash. He was ejected, he wasn't wearing his seatbelt, and he instantly died. I, for the most part, was fine. But again, like I say, people react differently to different situations. I feel more regret from that guy dying than I do from anything that happened in Iraq, Kosovo, or Croatia. I think about that. I think about what I could have done. What if? What if I could have done this? What if I could have done that? That weighs down on me almost every single day. I constantly think about that. I never think about the people in Iraq. I never think about the enemy that was brought to me. Again, I reacted a certain way to that. I reacted differently to someone who wasn't my enemy, to something that I keep on going through my mind. What if? Again, like I've been trying to portray here is that, me, I come around that corner, guy with an AK-47, I don't hesitate. I shoot. Someone else comes around that corner, a guy with an AK-47, they do hesitate. Again, you can think about the what ifs all the time. Let's change the scenario a little bit. It's a kid with an AK-47. Still, come around the corner, a kid with an AK-47 racks the slide back, starts pointing it towards you. What do? Different people are going to react differently to that situation. Everybody's going to react differently to that situation. Again, Hiberniason made some great points. I just wanted to throw out some personal experience because, all these people out there that want to talk a big game that have never been put in that situation before or anything else, they think because they go paintballing and they're able to shoot their buddy with a paintball, or they go with simunitions and they train like that, or they're able to shoot a target that has an actual person on it, that's fine. You're able to do that. But in a real life situation, the question is, are you able to do that? And if you are you able to deal with the consequences of your actions later? All right? And that's the big question for me. As far as, can I pull the trigger? Am I willing to deal? And am I able to deal with the repercussions of my mind? Because I can't control it. Again, people in Iraq, the things that I did doesn't bother me. The guy that died in the fatality crash that I was involved in, I think about all the time.